So I recently watched Smiling Friends and oh my gosh, am I glad I did because that show is freaking hilarious, man. Don't even get me started on the characters. We have Pim, who is like your positive ray of sunshine, who is just positive about everything and he just loves what he does. Being a smiling friend who are responsible for, making people happy. Then we have Charlie. He's just your real chill day-to-day guy who is just always like being that guide for Pim and just being that realistic figure that Pim needs in his life to kind of like, you know, get him through life itself. And then we have Alan, who is just he's just not a happy person at all. He just does everything with like distasteful approach because he just wants to get his job done. He's just a lackluster and lazy character that just be going through it, man. And then we have Gleb, who is just your typical small he doesn't do anything. He's really hilarious. Like his language barrier is already funny itself, where he just says a bunch of gibberish, but it's just so hilarious. I'm sorry, Gleb has to be one of my favorite characters, bro. Gleb is hilarious. His design, his demeanor, everything about him is just really hilarious and funny. I love that character so much. So I watched 2 episodes of the show, the first one being Desmond's Day Out, and we basically see all the characters and we just see who they are as people because we see Mr. Boss, and yeah, that dude is insane. Like, he is a weird fella because we start things off with Charlie and Pim going to see the boss because the boss kind of summoned them to like, get their assignment for the day, and we see that they walk in on him breastfeeding just a little monster thing, and he calls him daddy, which is just, it's crazy. He's literally breastfeeding this little monster, and we see that Charlie and Pim are weirded out in this situation by the situation, but they still carry on with their mission or assignment, and they basically have to like make this guy Desmond happy. So Charlie and Pim, we see that they actually go to the person's house, and we see that this Desmond guy lives with his mom, and it's in this first scene right here that just already sets the tone that it's gonna be a funny ass episode.
I love kids.
Pim, I would really not be screaming that at the top of your lungs.
Because we see that Pim is yelling things like "I love kids" and him being overly optimistic, and Charlie's like, "I don't think you should yell that out loud," type shit, because it's kind of weird. Which makes me laugh so much because, bro, they don't even try to be funny, but it's just the things that they do and the things that they say that just automatically make you die on the floor due to laughter, because they're just not taking themselves serious. Like Charlie's like, calm and like normal approach would just get you like laughing because it's something that's so subtle, but it's something that just works for his character. And so moving on, we get to Desmond's house and we see that he lives with his mom of sort, and then we see that we see Desmond, and this dude's design is just creepy. Like, this dude is like a man who is like just seen a lot, bro, because we see that he's locked in his room, and this man has I don't know if I should say this, but he has a Glock to his head, just consistently has a Glock to his head, and he wants to unalive himself constantly due to the fact that his kids left him and that his wife left him, and he's just an overly depressed guy. And we see that we see this man's optimistic personality like at its best, because we see that Pim is still trying to reassure Desmond that everything will be okay, and that he just has to see things from a different perspective. And so we see that Pim is kind of equal to the task in trying to make Desmond happy, but Charlie is kind of second guessing this whole situation, calling him a lost cause because of the fact that he doesn't know if they'll be able to make him smile because he just seems too far gone. But Pim is still willing to take this challenge head on in order to like fulfill his job, you know what I'm saying? So it's in this moment we see that Pim just loves what he does, even if the road and obstacle ahead may seem too big to conquer. We see that Pim is still able to like want to complete the job wholeheartedly, which is just really cool. Then we cut to Alan and we see that he is in a pursuit to find the person that's been stealing his cheese, and he even like implanted like mouse traps in order to figure it out. And oh my gosh, and we see that he actually finds the person that's been like doing this, and so we see that somebody was actually hiding within the cracks of their wall. And this is one of the funniest moments in like the episode, because we see like Alan and this person have like a weird interaction with one another, where Alan is like, what are you doing here? And then the guy is just like being so defensive about it, as if he is justified in being there. And Alan is just not having it. He's like, bro, I don't have to deal with this. And then and then the dude's reaction further is just so like crazy. He's just like, yeah, oh, like he's so weird. Like, bro, like, oh my gosh, I was just laughing so hard when I saw this scene. It was so funny. And then we cut to this like crazy ass like there. It's a calm environment, a normal suburban, environment, but we see a yelling bird whose mouth is elongated, just being so weird and whimsical, being overall, tone of the show. And then we see that Pim actually brings Desmond and Charlie to his family home. And man, I can't imagine how Pim was able to survive, because bro, his family seems like a war zone. Like how is like it's a mad family. It's a crazy family, bro. No sugarcoating it. We see that his mom and father aren't really in the best of terms when it comes to relationship and how they communicate with one another. We see that he has a sister who just hates his guts. She just continuously says that she hates Pim, even though Pim is trying to like kill her with kindness, saying that he loves her, but she's just not replicating that same feeling, and she's just awkwardly just continuing kissing her boyfriend. And we see that he also has a brother who is just, I don't even know, like he's just a block of wood, because he's just showing him how he is able to like do tricks on his toy skateboard. And yeah, his family is weird. I don't know how this man Pim grew up to be so optimistic, just stemming from such a background. But yeah, it's a really cool, because we see where Pim came from, and we see like his upbringing and just his life, his childhood, and how it was. And then we see that this isn't really helping Desmond out in like being happy. And so Pim has another idea in mind, which is to bring him to a party. And man, bless Pim's soul, because he's trying to like show, and like, how to be happy and how to enjoy life. And it is when he tries to go and talk to somebody, he is just insulted. Like, bro is just degraded to the lowest degree, because as soon as he goes in to like touch this person and like talk to this person, he just insults him. He just calls him uncle, and like how he's 30 and how he's just too old to be at a party like this. And yeah, man, he just disrespects the hell out of him. And we just see the animation change as well, and we see that this person is able to like, have like fluidity in the way he's getting across and expressing himself, which is really cool. And I didn't really like mention this before, but the animation in this show could really change. It could be 2D at first, but then it can switch to a more realistic and fluid look, which is so cool to me. And then we see that that didn't work either. So Pim then goes to amusement place, the place where fun exists, and it's a weird ass place. It's named after this random person. It's called Daveland. And Pim, Desmond, and Charlie, they just go on roller coasters, just checking the place out, and it's not really doing too much for Desmond. And after that moment, we see that Desmond still hasn't changed at all when it comes to his ideology, and when it just comes to his personal aspect or outlook on life, because he's just not really unchanged in his opinion of life. And then Charlie just tells Desmond that they should just go to the headquarters and fill out some paperwork, the meaning that, concluding that they weren't able to make Desmond smile. But Pim is still trying to get this dude to change his outlook. But this bro, Desmond, he kind of self-checks him and he kind of gives him a reality check where like in moments in life are just used as distractions to just prevent people from thinking about the cruelty and harsh realities of life, just leaving this man Pim traumatized. Like, this dude is just unmoving after the fact. Like,
And all this was for nothing.
his life flashed before his eyes because, bro, Charlie has to even carry him up after that because he's just not okay right now. And then we see that both Charlie, Desmond, and Pim, you know, go back to the headquarters, and we see that the monster that Alan caught, because, you know, Alan was able to find the person that's been stealing his cheese, which is like a tiny monster. And we see that Alan goes to like pop the place where they're coming from, and it's just infested with these little monster thingies. And so we cut back to the present, and we see that, you know, the monsters, they kind of spot Desmond and they try to go in to attack him, but Desmond just pulls out the Glock and shoots his ass, immediately obliterating him. And then, yeah, man, yeah, it's a weird turn of events because this man Desmond is able to, you know, gain that passion for life again, because we know this kind of triggered back his old life and basically his old personality, because he used to be boss or the owner of some sort of pest control company that are responsible for dealing with these type of monsters. And so he was, through that moment, he was able to literally, you know, gain his passion for life back, which was cool but weird at the same time. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, this show is freaking amazing. And we just see Pim, and we see that the boy is still like dead inside, and his looks are just fading away. And I like how they drew him as well, because now he looks more realistic, but he just looks dead, like inside and out, because we see like his like personality and like his vibrant colors just fade away. It's like a grayish purple. Yeah, bro just does not look good at all. Just showcasing the fact that, you know, Desmond kind of opened his eyes to the real world and how being optimistic isn't really enough, which is absolutely insane. And then at the end of the freaking episode, the thing that they were watching on TV just pops up continuously saying, "Thank you for watching, thank you for watching." Oh my gosh. Yeah, I kind of see the hype around Smiling Friends now. It's a really hilarious show. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Man, this episode was hilarious, bro. Man, this reminds me a lot of Rick and Morty, but it's much better than Rick and Morty in my opinion, because it's just funny. Like, genuinely, it's just really funny. They don't take themselves too serious, and just the wacky world that they're in just make of it all. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please, guys, comment down below on what you guys thought. If you guys ever watched Smiling Friends, and if you guys, after this video, are inspired to watch the show, I highly recommend it. And if you guys want to see another video of me talking about Smiling Friends, I will cover it, because I watched the second episode of it, which is Mr. Frog, and yeah, man, you wouldn't want to miss it. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.